everybody. I'm Kipp Snow, Director of the Transportation Distribution Logistics Institute at the Community College of Baltimore County.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christine Allen, the Research Department here at the podcast, and welcome to Two Guys Talking Ship with Research Department.
Episode 16. Hello, Christine.
16? 67, sir. You're at 67. Everybody's been avoiding the number. Give us a break, okay?
Yeah, thanks for stepping in to co-host with me this week. It's nice to have you on camera. I know that we joke with you a little bit about the research department, but Mike requested PTO for this episode. I don't know how he got that approved because
what is that? We don't know what that is.
Yeah, I didn't get paid time off. So Mike is on a little bit of rest and relaxation this episode. So appreciate you stepping in and filling in for him.
No problem. Before we get any further, I'll do my mic duty and say, if you're new to the podcast, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be alerted to new podcasts when they become available. We're available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the new iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music.
Yeah, and that's actually something here recently that we've with some of the software that we're using to record, they give us that ability to branch out. So let all of your friends know that.
And this episode is brought to you by the Baltimore and Chesapeake Bay Shipwatchers, an online community of over 16,000 members on Facebook, tracking ships in the Baltimore Harbor.
Yeah, it's nice to have that support and with that group. There's been quite a bit of picture postings and things with quite a number of ships and then with the bridge. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. So
let's first start off with some shipping updates.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the shipping updates. Mike sent over the metrics for the past four weeks out at Seagirt Terminal. Let's here, I'll pull the graphic up. So for the past 4 weeks, this is the daily. This is an average. So this is the average of daily truck transactions that go through the Seagirt Terminal, and I'll read through them. And this is for the last 4 weeks. This is week 9 through 12 of the calendar year here. The week of February 28th starts off 3885 transactions. The week of March the 6th, 3379. So there was a little bit of a dip there. But we were coming right back up the March the 13th. That's the week 11. That was 3475. And then March 20th, this past week, was 3605. And so if you take a look at on the graph here, week 1 is that first January week. We've got metrics in here for the past 3 years, the current year and the past 2. And so purple in this particular is the 2026 numbers. So, but now if you go back into last episode, I realized that I had a graph that had some goofy numbers on it. And so I guess I need to go back and revisit my Excel training. But this chart is correct and up to date. But it's interesting to see. You got some a continued positive trend. On up. This is the end of February 1st of March time frame in here. So that's we'll continue to add to these metrics, and then I do have the numbers from 2021 through now. So we would like to try to put all of this together so that we can kind of see a much broader perspective of that. So I try to have that for the next episode.
That's cool. So what's going on with Port of Baltimore? Give me some news.
Yeah, there is some quite a bit of news. The first one, this came out the end of the week here. This is kind of the Friday, March the 20th. It was officially announced that Katie Thompson has been confirmed as the next Maryland Department of Transportation Secretary. So this is a picture of her here. She is Maryland's highest ranking woman in transportation, the second woman confirmed to lead this department. Her experiences comes as a vice president and associate general counsel for Amazon, which I didn't realize that, but I knew that she was with U.S. Department of Transportation and the FAA, and served under Secretary LaHood under his administration within the U.S. Department of Transportation, focusing on transportation, energy, and climate-related matters. So she's got some federal policy background, and she does have connectivity to the aviation industry. I know that the Port of Baltimore has had active and constant conversations with her since she came on in the acting role. Has been very warm and open to those to the necessary conversations that the port has to have within the state operations. So I'm glad that this has been confirmed, and then we can kind of get into some kind of business as usual, because we do have a lot of projects that are active with the bridges and the tunnels and the alike. So,
and it's nice when they actually confirm somebody. And acting, you can't get as involved, you can't finish everything. Basically, now that she's confirmed, you can, all right, now the title's there, let's move. Here's your business cards, let's go.
Yeah, here.
So congratulations.
Absolutely. All right. Mike's going to be happy to see some of these pictures up. This is the latest in the Key Bridge rebuild. This is now. When we had Jim Harkness on, he talked about some of the things that's been happening over the past recent weeks, but he also did explain that they are going to build a temporary bridge next to the real bridge, and this trestle bridge is designed to allow for construction vehicles to go out to the channel's edge to help with construction of the bridge. All right. And so what you see here is these are pilings for that temporary bridge that is now going in. So what they're going to do is that, and these are the same pilings that they're putting in for the actual bridge. And so they're driving these in, and they're going to put this temporary trestle over top of it. And then you're going to start seeing construction vehicles, concrete trucks. And once the bridge is built, they're going to take it all back out. Now, I think that's probably going to be one of the questions that now that I'm starting to see the process and understanding it. Hey, Jim, what's involved in trying to take this thing back out? It'd be kind of cool to have a fishing pier. I know that that's not what what we're trying to accomplish here. I think it'd be kind of cool, but is there any chance?
You got a boat. Congratulations. Okay.
Yeah. Is there any chance we can do it? Keep one of them out, because they're doing it from both ends. They're doing it from the southern approach out, and then from the northern approach inward, I guess, if you will, to the channel bed. So.
Kind of looks like when you're cooking, you put out all your ingredients and it's your prep work, right? So I mean, everybody knows why some of these things take so long. It's one thing to just throw something in the microwave and get it going, but here, I mean, there's a lot of work. And so when you think about all these other things, like nobody thinks of this. How many times have people seen a bridge being built?
Right.
Personally, this is my first one. So
yeah. So here's another shot. This is from the angle of the ground out, and so you can see this is where this camera angle is at. It's right up against the existing bridge. You can still see the structure there, but that's you can see all of those pilings going in. I thought this shot was quite unique. That's one of the Evergreen ships, the Evergreen class. So, Mike would be able to rattle off exactly what the vessel is and how many TEUs it is. This is an active. Not only is it an active construction site, but it's an active commerce site. But the commerce is not going to stop because of this bridge being built. So, some really cool action shots there. There was also with some harbor pictures and things. Somebody posted this picture up on social media this week with dredging. Now, do you how familiar are you with the the picture shots. You see Domino Sugar there in the back. Yeah, so that's Domino Sugar. This is the inner harbor here, and there's dredging taking place. Now, wait a second. Who's putting a picture up of dredging in the inner harbor? We weren't, we know that we've got some of the mid-bay dredging operations. We know we've got cranes out there at the Key Bridge site. This one wasn't on our radar here recently. Do you have any clue what's going on with this? I do.
I would hope you would, because
Well,
let's be honest here, people.
So the dredging here is for the Sail 250 celebration. So we're, coming up this year, we're going to have a significant amount of tall ships coming into the harbor. All of these tall sailing ships. We also have some visiting ship, military ships, Navy ships that are some of our ships, and some of other countries' vessels that are coming in. In order for this to happen, there is some dredging that has to take place in the inner harbor to get the ships in, because some of them are require a little bit more of a depth than what we have, or the may have had some fill in with some of the dredging. So this is a very temporary operation, or a very specific dredge requirement for the Sail 250 ships to be able to get into the inner harbor. We don't want them to get stuck in here, and then we got enough things to have to go and manage with trying to get all of these vessels in and moored up so that they can, everybody can take advantage of them. So we want to make sure that the ditch is cleaned out.
So from my understanding, most ports are dredging continually, right? Or to some degree, to make sure that as you're moving around, kind of like. But this needs to be done specifically for this event. So it's like cleaning house.
Correct. Yeah.
We're making our house pretty for the special visit, guys.
Yeah.
Okay? So nothing's wrong. We're just cleaning up. You know that good Catholic clean. That we get. That's what they're doing, right?
Yeah. So that's what's happening here. Yeah. Yes. And ports do have to go and address dredging. When you go to the beach in the summer and you stand on the water's edge and you dig the hole in the water with your foot, and you kind of dig out a hole and the water fills in and then fills all that sand in, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here. You don't have a lot of cargo ships that come up this far into the bay.
Right.
Okay, so where the big cargo ships are at next, coming in and around the various freight terminals, you are going to have to maintain on a regular basis a certain depth, and our port is at a 50-foot depth, but it's not 50 foot all the way up into the inner harbor. Now we didn't have to worry about when the port started with shipping operations. This wasn't as big of an issue. Because the ships that were coming in weren't this big. These are, sailing vessels from over time could go all the way up into Fells Point and the inner harbor and dock, and that's where the operations were. But as those vessels became larger, were built larger, you started building freight terminals to be able to service those vessels. Now you're starting to look at having to maintain the infrastructure around, and that's where we start looking at dredging. So this is this is just a special requirement or a special one-time thing. Maybe in a couple of years when we have another event of this caliber, you may have to go and do this again. So. Also in the port had another educational announcement.
Oh, look, it's going to be my spirit animal, I think.
There you go.
Dr. Tallulah Terrapin. Introducing Dr. Tallulah Terrapin, the new ambassador for the Port of Baltimore's Terrapin Education Research Partnership, TERP. Dr. Tallulah was created to help strengthen the connection between Maryland educators, students, and community stakeholders, and the important restoration work that the Maryland Port Administration is leading in the Chesapeake Bay. Through the TERP program, baby terrapins from our Poplar Island are placed in classrooms across the state where students can help care for and raise them before releasing them back to Poplar Island in the spring. Follow along with Dr. Tallulah Terrapin at the Port of Baltimore TERP program as she shares updates about the TERP program, Poplar Island restoration efforts, and upcoming environmental education events led by MPA.
If you're interested in learning about the Terrapin program, it's had different iterations over time, and it's really neat to see not only the turtle. You get the little terrapin, little turtle that's it's about that size, and they go through an incubation process and make sure that the turtles are ready to go. They engage with the with students, with kids in classroom with environmental lessons related to the turtles and the port, and so that's really cool for them to share, expose those students to not only environmental related things, but something that's actually tied to business operations here within your community. I think in certain cases they allowed the turtles to live in that classroom with the kids, and the kids could follow the instructions and feed the turtle and get it to the point where it's ready to go. And then the class goes with the educational liaison with the port out to Poplar Island or one of the other environmental centers, and they release the turtle right there. And so the kids watch from the beginning point of the turtle, growing, and they get to engage with it and learn about it, and then they get to be part of the actual solution. So
I think she's cute.
Yeah.
Things need a mascot, and sassy turtle lady. Let's go.
Yep, there you go. I'm sure that Dr. Tallulah will have some engaging conversations with Professor Trashwheel and Captain Trashwheel.
That'd be a great cartoon comic. I think if the paper were to come back, right?
Hint, hint, hint. Let's come on. I'm sure that the port marketing team would be interested in that one.
I got a great imagination. I'm terrible at drawing, though.
There you go. All right. Also this week, Thomas Gleason, Teddy. So Teddy Gleason's birthday was observed on March the 17th, and so Thomas Gleason, he was the 6th ILA International President back in from 1963 to 1987. He was credited with introducing container royalty payments and securing at the time the largest lasting contract in ILA history. And so his birthday is November the 8th, and that's when when he was originally celebrated, but it was merged with St. Patrick's Day in the early 1980s, following contract negotiations that were aimed to reduce the number of paid holidays in November. So that was, I found interesting that I'm glad they're still celebrating this, but they were able to come to a compromise to say, hey, look, let's move it away from a month that
has a lot going on.
Yeah, that has a lot going on. And
we need workers, not all vacation. Yeah. From a shipping perspective, please help me.
Absolutely, yeah. So but that is to honor his Irish heritage. So I think that's interesting that they were able to come up with that compromise, still be able to celebrate it, but address the labor aspects of that. We do have quite a bit of events that are coming up. Why don't I typically try to run through all of the things, but we've got quite a bit of them. So why don't we spend some time and take a look at that? The first event that's coming up, and this is about a week and a half from now. This is March the 30th through April the 1st out at MITAGS, the Maritime Institute of Technology and Graduate Studies. They are located in Linthicum, Maryland. And they do all of the Coast Guard licensure related training. And so if you're a mariner and you're interested in, if you're a mariner, you probably already know who they are. But if you're interested in becoming a mariner, this may be, an institution that you might want to take a look at for your mariner training. We at the community college, we partner with them also. And so we have some engaging opportunities. What they do have is coming up in a week and a half is a conference that's focused on the workforce development aspects of the maritime industry. And so if you've been listening to some of the political scene and some of the I guess changes or upcoming legislation and things that are related to the maritime industry. There is a big push for the rebirth of shipbuilding and ship repair here in the U.S., and that's going to require a significant amount of workforce to be trained and to be prepared to go do those jobs. Now, it's not something that's that new of a concept. You're talking about welders, pipe fitters, those types of skilled trades work that you would see in industrial environments or building trades. Those are the same things, but you may have to have some other skills, or about working around the water. And I know I was out at My Tags a couple of weeks ago, and they were showing me that they had installed a specialized diving platform for water emergencies, and be able to, for like pilots who are going up and down gangways, practice the safety aspects of those types of transactions. But they're hosting this conference here in about a week and a half, and they have speakers from all over the U.S. who are coming in to talk about the various training needs that's going to really need to take place in order to address what the nation really wants to do with this industry rebirth.
You'll be there personally. Right?
Yeah, actually, I'll be there on March 30th. I'm actually hosting a panel that includes 4 other speakers that cover union and community college and technical trade related training for mariners. And so you'll hear from our group, where we'll talk about some of the challenges that exist and what we have to do to make sure that the next generation of the workforce is properly trained for these jobs that will be coming online. So they'll cover other aspects at the conference, 4-year institutions, what's happening in the K through 12 market, and then some things with the U.S. Coast Guard and licensures and those parts of the overall process. So very from soup to nuts, covering workforce training here for what's happening within the maritime industry.
Cool.
So that is coming up.
Hey, I know this one.
Yeah.
All right, this is the Women's Traffic and Transportation Club of Baltimore. They're having their annual shrimp feast. Okay. And it's a very important event. The tickets are already on sale, okay? And it's happening Friday, April 10th at Superior Catering in Baltimore. Music, dancing, great food, prizes, and plenty of fun. The proceeds for this go towards their annual scholarship. I was on their scholarship committee, and I was honored to award these scholarships in the past. And this event is the main fundraiser for those scholarships to make them possible.
All right.
And so it's a really big deal that you guys attend and help them, because we've really sponsored, given some money to some really worthwhile candidates, and actually spoke to one the other day through email, and hope she's doing well, and encouraged her to apply again this year. So anyway, yes, also their scholarship is open. That's open to the public as well. So if you're going on their website, you can apply there through the website as well. Yes.
Okay.
You do not have to be a member to apply. You do not have to be a member to attend the shrimp feast. So please do both.
Oh, okay. All right. So excellent. So this is an opportunity for the general public to enjoy shrimp, okay, and a fun evening.
Yes.
So you're definitely getting something out of this, but you're also helping this next generation to be able to go through in some type of training or college, so you're saying also the general public, this is a scholarship opportunity for, if you're interested in going to college, that you can apply for this scholarship. So you can go to
the women's so their website, WTTCbaltimore.com.
Okay.
Right? And then I believe it's in the About section for the scholarship, and then their events will pop up for the annual shrimp feast.
All right, great. So if you want to help out. And have a good time for
It's a fun event. It's a fun event. They do a really nice job. They always have a nice DJ, and the food is always good. And hey, get a table, go with your friends. It's a good event.
There you go, and you're helping somebody through some scholarship money for training classes. All right. Also, the 24th annual Baltimore Port Alliance Bull and Oyster Roast is coming up Tuesday, April the 7th. This will be down at the cruise terminal. I think that the tickets are going fast on this one. I understood when they went to the Baltimore Port Alliance bi-monthly meeting on this past Friday, and they said that the tickets were going very quickly and they would not be selling any at the door. So go ahead and get your tickets for this. This is also a good event. It's to be able to see everybody at the port, and everybody comes out to help support the Baltimore Port Alliance. That's on April the 7th. The John W. Brown, they are seeking volunteers, so they have a volunteer recruiting day on Saturday, April the 11th. It includes a ship tour, and we get to meet the crew and talk with them about what it would be to be a volunteer. So if you're interested in that, to make sure that you reach out to them. All right, this is our buddy Josh. Yeah, so Reverend Josh has got his annual harbor cruise. Well, it's not his; it's the Baltimore International Seafarers Center. It's their annual harbor cruise. This is their fundraiser that helps them to go do the good work that they do in helping the mariners who come into the port and their various needs. And so that is on Wednesday, April the 22nd from 5 to 7. I think the boat rides out from the harbor right before 5 o'clock. Get you right back. And
That's fun too.
we've been on that event, and it's nice to be out on the water and have some, hopefully be good weather, but you'll be able to see the port from the water side of the world. A lot of people don't get a chance to go do that.
That's a fun event.
So help out the Baltimore International Seafarers Center.
Did they sell out last year?
I think that they have. Josh, I remember Josh saying that they sold out last year. I think for the past couple of years.
Yeah, it's a good event. Again, it's another worthy cause, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, sell.
Also, the environmental committee of the Baltimore Port Alliance is promoting their Earth Day celebration. This is a big cleanup event out at Turner Station. So this is a partnership that we have with the Turner Station community. So this is an opportunity to go help them with environmental cleanup. Bring your gloves. They are looking for a lot of help to be able to go out there along Bear Creek and spruce up some flower beds and some community spaces, and some help with a little bit of a fresh coat of paint, some things like that. So take a look at that. It's a family-friendly event. Please, if you need, have the kids go out there and get up a shovel. How about that? All right.
Free liver.
Yeah. Also, this is really big coming up. Thursday, April the 30th, the Baltimore Port Alliance is hosting their annual hiring event and career expo at Community College of Baltimore County out on the Dundalk campus. There will be approximately 43 to 45 industry companies that will be present. And there's usually about 350 to 400 job seekers that come in through the door for this. It's my college that's hosting the space for it, and it's right close proximity to the port. So a lot of the companies that do business with port operations will be there, and they're all seeking employment. So this is if you're an employer and you're interested in participating, and you have jobs that you are hiring for and you can't find the right candidate, this is the opportunity for you to get in front of a whole bunch of people who are actively seeking for industry-related positions. And then the BPA, the Baltimore Port Alliance, will be announcing the job seekers registration here very soon. So that's all coming up.
What else? Oh, this day.
Yeah, so also mark your calendars for National Maritime Day. This will be Sunday, May the 17th. It's the Sunday after Preakness. is kind of the reminding point and the little trigger for that. Now, this year is probably going to be the last year that the nuclear ship Savannah will be here in the port. And this has been a staple of the port since about 2008 or 2010. They're finishing up the nuclear containment facility work that they have been charged to mitigate from MARAD, and the time is now coming up, and the lease for the ship at the pier is now coming up, and so this is probably the last year that we will be down at Pier 13. If you're interested in seeing both the nuclear ship Savannah and the John Brown, you would probably want to go on down to Pier 13, and there will be a commemoration ceremony and then an opportunity for individuals to go and take a tour of both vessels and see that. So as we get some more details, they'll be coming out over the next couple of weeks. We'll make sure that gets promoted. I believe that there'll be a live streaming of the commemoration ceremony that will take place at 11:30 on that day, and so we will have that link published for people to be able to watch that if you're not able to see that in person. So, I'm pretty sure Mike and I will be out there for that event. So make sure that we.
There's a good chance.
Yeah. So make sure you stop by and say hello to us while we're out there. Also, on May 20th, now you were saying, wait a second, May 17th is Maritime Day, May 20th is a Wednesday. What is the John Brown doing on a trip on Wednesday? Looks like that they're going to take the ship down to Annapolis for the Blue Angels show.
Super cool. It's always neat, when you're in Maryland to see the Blue Angels fly over, but to see it from the John Brown, I think would be a totally different experience. So I'm like, do I have to work that day?
That's you know what, I think that as people are starting to see this opportunity, this is really cool. If you don't have a boat, it's you have to watch the show from land. But I think it'd be really neat to be able to be on a vessel and let somebody else go and take care of the driving and be able to get a close-up view of the planes flying around. That's pretty awesome. So they'll have some snacks and music and entertainment, and so it looks like you'll come out of Baltimore that morning and go watch the Blue Angels, and then come back up. So if you're interested in that, I don't know where they are as far as tickets. But you want to go to ssjohnwbrown.org and to go purchase your tickets for that event. So that sounds really, really cool. All right. So that's those are all of the events that we have for right this minute.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
There is a lot of stuff, and quite honestly, there are some more events coming up for the summer. I just kind of capped that off right here at the end of May, the 1st of June, and also as we're coming up to that July 4th weekend, there's going to be a significant amount of events that are happening for the Sail 250 celebration here in the port. Mm-hmm. So we'll start looking at that and look at the specifics as far as calendar of events, where to go. Because there's a lot of opportunities to engage with vessels, ship tours, and a lot of different displays and things that are set up for that. So we'll get into that very shortly. So, but that's about it for right this minute. Mike should be back in our next episode.
And make sure you email him. Okay, please. Research department has enough with email, okay? Between those two, give me a break. So any suggestions or anything, please email Mike at BaltimoreShipwatchers.com, okay? Mike at BaltimoreShipwatchers.com. There's the Facebook group, the website, camera. Oh, Twix. You guys love your Twix, your candy Twix, Insta, Reddit, Threads. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, ding. All that fun stuff.
Yeah,
for the youth.
There you go. And again, if you want to hear the audio version of this, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or iHeart Podcasts now, and
Amazon.
Yeah, the Amazon Music. So there's we're starting to get out there on other platforms. So
Super cool.
All right. Well, back to the grind. We hopefully.
I'm gonna go back to my hole, people. Okay. as I fade away into the
to the research department. Yeah. So, Mike will be back for the next episode. Hope he has his good vacation. Enjoy the sun, and we'll be back shortly. All right, we're going to count it off.
All right.
Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Happy ship watching.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Have a good week.